everybody, welcome back to BoatFools Sailing. Thanks for tuning in last week and thanks for watching this week. Okay, I'm smiling ear to ear because I just got back from a 2-day overnight sailing adventure that's very unique to what I do professionally, and I can't wait to share it with you because it was so stinking cool. In the meantime, we're going to do our top 10 roundup of FSBO sailboats that are currently listed in the great states of New England for less than $35,000. Now, some of these are listed for significantly less than $35,000, okay? So there's some great deals out there and there's some really beautiful boats. So if you're sitting on any dry powder, now might be the best time of the season to strike. Why? Because we're at the apex of the sailing season. September and October are right around the corner. Sellers are getting anxious. They don't want to sit on their boats all winter long that are for sale. So if you're thinking about getting in the game, now might be the time. And any one of these boats would be terrific depending on your intended use and a clean survey, of course. So, buckle up. We're going to whip through these like a Nantucket sleigh ride. Now listen, there's no footage of a Nantucket sleigh ride, so I did my best. All right, here we go. All right, here we go. Coming in at number 10 this week is a 1965 Graves Constellation 30-foot sailboat, list price of $9,800, hailing from North Kingston, Rhode Island, and she was posted about 16 days ago, noted to be in good condition. Now, why this boat? Because it's rare. Only 27 of these were built, and she's got some Herreshoff heritage in there, and she's hull number 19. A really pretty boat. Now I'm going to whip through the pictures here. Fiberglass hull, teak coach roof, and I'm going to get the word on the decking on this, but she's a fractional rig, and she's got this little Bimini Dodger thing that's kind of cool. But just beautiful lines, a really, really pretty boat. And she'd be ideal for day sailing, maybe weekending. She's got a porta potty on board, not full plumbing. And she's got a 9.9 horsepower outboard that has been yard maintained. But really sort of a stunning looking boat, and I find her sort of arresting to look at. And the pictures we're about to see down below show that she needs a little elbow grease, but I think it's been taken apart for winter or hasn't been put together yet for summer. But you can see that it's a little dirty down below. We don't see the cushions, so we'll have to get the word on those. But the ceiling could use a little paint here, scraping and painting, and a little love. But by and large, this boat, for its age, is pretty remarkable. And I just think if you're into day sailing and maybe a weekender, you just have such a gas sailing this thing. She's fast, by the way, and we'll look at that in a second, but she's tiller steering, fiberglass hull, like I said, and ready to rock and roll. So let's look at the sailboat data on her. Like I said, 27 were made. There she is under sail, short and main here with the jib. She's flying. Pretty lines, full keel with a keel hung rudder. Tiller, there's your engine well back here, and your porta potty would be here. She's got a max draft of under 5 feet at 4.67, and 27 were built of these between 1964 and 1971. Fiberglass hull, wood coach roof. Sail area calculations, sailboat calculations, sail area displacement of under 19, just under 19 and 18.96. That's a fast boat. Very stiff at 45 for the balance displacement, and the displacement to length is 322. She's a heavy displacement boat. Comfort ratio of nearly 25 and a quarter, so she's moving on up there close to 30 where you want her to be. Capsizing screening of 1.76 under 2, which is great, and an S factor of 1.76. So she's going to be a fast, fun boat to sail. And I just love the looks of this boat. I love the sheer, I love the full keel, I love the cutaways on this, and I think you would have a lot of fun with it. So she is number 10 this week. Rocking in at number 9 this week is a 1977 Saber 28, $5,000, ladies and gentlemen, $5,000. Listed about 12 days ago, and she's located in Charlotte, Vermont, which is up on Lake Champlain. And why is that significant? I'll tell you, because back in 1849, a farmer found whale bones in his field. They didn't know what they were, and they turned out they were beluga whale bones, and she became known as Charlotte the Whale and is the state fossil. So a little history on Charlotte, Vermont. Pretty cool. I know that because I published a book called Charlotte's Bones. Anyway, this is a really pretty Saber 28, and these are great starter boats, great small family boats, great novice boats if you're looking into getting a keel boat and something that you can weekend on and do some further field sailing. This boat has it all. Well maintained, just tuned up. It's got a diesel Volvo diesel on board, and 4 sails, a cradle, and a dinghy included. It's on a mooring in Point Bay. I don't know if that mooring transfers. That is up to the harbor master. So here she is. It looks like original gel coat, and it looks to be in great shape. Transom hung ladder and wheel steering on her, and the down below, get a load of this, neat as a pin. Ladies and gentlemen, for $5,000, you could have yourself such a sweet little boat. Quarter berth here, 2 berths out here in your main salon. Here's your little galley stove, refrigeration, water. It's probably a foot pump. I don't know if it's a pressurized system. V-berth looks great, and the sole floor looks spectacular. And the head, there is a head on board. It's just hidden behind this door here, but the head closes with the head, door into the V-berth and into the main salon. You can close it up and have some privacy. But for $5,000, this boat is just adorable and would be ideal for somebody who's looking to dip their toe into bigger boat sailing. And I think you'd really enjoy this boat tremendously. Let's look at the sailboat data on this real quick. It's got the Volvo diesel, like I said. Here are your schematics. There's your head and how it closes with the 2 doors. Galley here, and your nice fin keel skeg hung rudder. And you got a max draft of 4.3 feet, so you can tuck into some shallow places. First built in 1976, last built in 1982. 320 of these were made. That's significant because great online support for these boats with other people who own them. Sail area displacement of just under 16. She carries 20 gallons of water and 20 gallons of diesel. Comfort ratio of 26, so getting close up to that 30 mark there. And she has a heavy displacement of 2.96. Capsizing screening of 1.8, so under 2, and a speed factor of 1.7 just about. So a fun boat. It's not going to tear up the race course, but you're just going to have a fun, comfortable sail on this boat. And for $5,000, I just can't believe my eyes. What a cool boat for $5,000. So if you're interested, I would take a look at this one quickly. It's been on the market for about 12 days. All right, coming in at number 8 is a 1980 Cal 31 sailboat, list price of $15,000, listed a day ago in Falmouth, Maine. Conditions noted as good, and it is a fast, fun cruiser with many recent updates. It does have a universal atomic engine that has proven to be very reliable and has been professionally serviced. The boat is fun to sail and very easy to single hand, and it's currently on the it's currently on the water at Handy Boat in Falmouth. Okay. A ton of upgrades here that I'm not going to go through, but I'll just touch on a couple. Interior cushions all new, some navigation lights all new, and LED lights throughout. New pump toilet and new marine autopilot as of 2021. New chart plotter, on and on. Look at this list of new stuff. Unbelievable. You got stack pack, lazy jacks, roller furling. It is wheel steering. You've got an aft hung ladder, which I love for swimming, and people are doing a lot of swimming in Maine this summer because the water is so stinking hot. There's a spinnaker. You've got a whole asymmetrical chute here. You've got a whole complement of sails, and this Cal is going to be a fast, fun boat to sail. You got some netting up on your lifelines, which is great if you have a pet or a small child. And it looks like it's set up for single-handed. You got a split backstay, which I find really comfortable when you're standing at the helm. And it really looks to be in nice, neat condition, great seamanship. The down below looks plain, but serviceable and easy to clean. Doesn't look like there is a stove. Here's your head. And just a slick boat. So you got a fully battened main, by the way. And I don't believe there is a stove on board, but there are easy workarounds for that. You can get a grill, magnet grill for your transom and grill off of that. You can put a Coleman cooktop down below, whatever you want to do. But let's look at the sailboat data on this. Okay, here she is under full spinnaker, cruising right along. Fast boat, fin keel, basically a spade rudder on this, and a little bit protected with that skeg there, but prop is not protected. You got a max draft of 5 feet. Construction's fiberglass. I'm going to check the decks on that. First built in 1979, last built in 1984. And let's see, 16 gallons of fuel, 56 gallons of water. Sail area displacement of nearly 18. Ballast displacement of 39.26, so almost 40, so that's good. Nice stiff boat. Moderate displacement at 242, comfort ratio of 24, not bad. Capsizing screening of 1.9, and a speed/S factor of 2.34. So this is going to be a quick boat. Fun to sail. You could race this thing. You could coastal cruise it. You could go do a little blue water cruising if you want. But really a great boat and a great entry level boat. And at the price that they're asking at 15, I think you could probably get it for, you know, maybe even 12, and would be really psyched with that. It's got a really nice looking hull to her, and I love the fact that she's been set up for easy sailing with that stack pack, and you've got all the new electronics. So what a cool little boat. She is number 8 this week. All right, let's keep moving. Coming at number 7 is a 1972 Choi Lee Looters 30. List price of $10,500. Located in Old Mystic, Connecticut. Posted about 9 days ago by the time you see this. Reported to be in good condition. She's got a 3-cylinder Volvo diesel. Sails are less than 10 years old. In the water and ready to use. New dripless shaft coupling in 2023 and a new cutlass bearing as of 2022. New running rigging and chain plates as of 21. The diesel was new in 1993. Solid, good boat, ready to use. All right, let's look at the pictures. Hard to tell with this one. It looks like it may have been painted. It could be the original gel coat. I don't know. You do have the faux teak decking, so hopefully that's not hiding anything. So you would definitely want a good survey on this. But overall, she looks to be in nice shape. I love the lines on this boat. I love the sheer. I love the full keel with the protected prop and the keel hung rudder. And again, these pictures are a little bit fuzzy, so can't tell if they're hiding something. But you got lazy jacks, got a nice Dodger. And that's a good look at your faux teak decking, and a good look at your hull shape here. Cockpit looks comfortable. The teak looks like it could use some love and attention, but again, at this price point, you're not really going to get hurt. The down below looks nice and reasonable. It's got a cool sort of bunk scenario here in the main salon. Looks like you could, you know, work on the sole floor, but the cushions all match. You got a nice, looks like a larger fee berth up there. Looks nice and light and pleasant. There is a head on board, and just a cool boat, and unique enough to be in our top 10 this week. So let's look at the sailboat data on her. Here is the schematic, and here's your head. There's your main salon and the bunks here, but pretty lines, pretty sheer on this boat. And scrolling down, we know that she's made out of fiberglass. I'll check the deck. Max draft of 4 3/4, beam of 9 feet, so pretty narrow. Encapsulated keel, obviously. First built in 1969, last built in 1978. She was built overseas in Hong Kong. And it says it's gas, though ours is diesel. So you don't need to worry about that. So ignore that on sailboat data. But you get a sail area displacement of just under 15 at 14.8, ballast displacement of 37.88, ultra heavy displacement at 415, comfort ratio of nearly 30, just over 33. So a very comfortable boat. Capsizing screening of 1.69 and an S factor of under 1 at 0.98. So harder it blows, faster she goes. Not going to be the fastest boat. Holds 35 gallons of water, but she's going to be a comfortable boat. She's going to get you to where you're going. And I just think she's unique enough and cool enough and pretty enough to warrant being in our top 10 this week. All right, let's move on to number 6. Number 6 this week is, hear me out, a 1977 Gulfstar 37. It was listed at $39,500 in Newburyport, Massachusetts. It's now down to $30,000, and it is a FSBO, but also being offered by a broker. And the sellers are motivated. I think you could get this thing for $25,000. Why? Because if you're looking for a nice, big, solid cruising boat, this boat would be for you. You've got a lot of things that you want. You've got radar. Lazy jacks, a bimini with a sort of a fly enclosure and a Dodger. You've got solar. You've got nice rub rails on her. Nice big ports, dead ports to let in light, and really set up for some ocean cruising. And let's look at the pictures on this. A little staining on the hull, but I bet it's the original gel coat, and I bet with some effort you could really clean it up. I love the little bowsprit with the anchor roller off there, and just the radar looks a little low to me. I would have that above my spreader, but that's just me. Typically for better visibility, and it doesn't foul on your jib as much. But Here's a good look at the underside. You got underside. You got a sort of a shoal keel, skeg on rudder on skeg prop there that's not protected, but the down below looks kind of nice. Looks comfortable. I see a little bit of discoloration between the floorboards here and the sole, but really sort of a classic looking boat. There are no quarter berths on this, so not as roomy down below as you might think, but certainly could hold a small family. There's your head, and you've got a Perkins 4108 engine on this, which has just over 2,000 hours. But a lot of updates to this, and it's got all the electronics, and I would say make a low ball offer and see if you can walk away with this boat. It's not going to be the fastest boat. It's going to be a comfortable boat. It's going to be a steady boat. And it's got great cruising capabilities. So if you're interested in cruising and doing some blue water cruising, maybe going off, coastal cruising down to the islands, this would be a cool boat. You could probably modify it with, if I were to do that, I would maybe get some more Dorades on here back in the main cabin to get some more airflow through there. But let's look at the sailboat data on this. Okay, here are your schematics. Shows that you don't have any quarter berths back here, but you could sleep. It looks like you've got a pilot berth. 1, 2, 3, 4. You could sleep 6 in all likelihood in this. And she is just going to be a solid little boat. Max draft of 4.67. She's a heavy boat at 19,500 pounds, almost 20,000 pounds. Fiberglass built. I'll check on the decks and let you know. First built in 1976, last built in 1979. 151 of these were built. So a fair number, to be honest, and there's probably a great support group out there. It's got the Perkins 4108, like I said, 30 gallons of diesel, 80 gallons of water, sail area displacement of 13.6, ballast displacement of over 41, so that's good. She's a moderate displacement at 265, comfort ratio of nearly 34, comfortable boat. Capsizing screening of 1.76 and an S factor of 1.8, basically. So, like I said, not the fastest boat, but comfortable as all heck. And if you're looking at doing some cruising and coastal cruising and maybe going offshore, this would be a great boat to do it in. And like I said, I think you could get it for $25,000. Cracking the top 5 this week, hear me out, again, bear with me, is a 1976 Tartan 30, just listed 6 days ago in Hamden, Connecticut, list price of $12,500, reported to be in excellent condition. Now, why this one? Because not only is it in excellent condition, but it's got the original gel coat, and I love that about it. It's got a new Atomic 4 engine, which is gas, but that's okay. Tiller steering, GPS depth sounder, not meter, and possible mooring in Stratford, Connecticut for the summer. It's in the water and ready to go. Hull number 399. Now, let's take a look at the pictures because she is a pretty adorable boat. You got the roller furling, gel, like I said, original gel coat, which is significant on a boat this age because it shows every ding, scratch, and bruise she has. Nothing is hidden. You've got a little bit of a dodger here, not. Hopefully, maybe I wonder if there's some side pieces that snap onto that because it's pretty open. But clean and tidy, and then down below looks as neat as the pin. The cushions all look great. You got a quarter berth. Here's the main salon. Galley over here. All this wood looks to be in great shape. V-berth doesn't have matching cushions, but that's okay. Head looks nice and neat. And again, everything just looks neat and tidy and looks like this boat has been loved. And I really like this if you're looking to break into bigger boat sailing and looking for a day sailor and a weekender. It's keel stepped mast, which is great, and I love the coach ceiling in here with the strapping. It's a really classically beautiful boat, and she is worthy of being in our top 5. And I want to look at the sailboat data on this real quick because I think you'll be impressed. So here she is, fin keel, rudder on skeg. And I believe she is the aft cabin layout. That looks to be correct. I believe she's the aft cabin because you got the quarter berth on the port side. But in any event, you've got a beam of 10 feet, max draft of just under 5 feet at 4.92, fiberglass construction. I'll check on the decks. 606 of these were made between 1970 and 1978, and she's a Sparkman and Stevens design, so she's also fast. And she's got the Atomic 4 gas engine, And you've got a sail area displacement of nearly 17 at 16.97. Ballast displacement of 41, so it's a nice stiff boat. Moderate displacement of 273. Comfort ratio of just over 24, so getting close to that 30 mark. Capsizing screening of under 2 at 1.94, and a speed/S factor of 1.96. I love this boat. She's going to be fast and fun. Here she is with a spinnaker up, smoking right along. And I just think if you're looking at your first boat or downsizing, this boat would be great. And if you're down in the Connecticut area, why not go take a look at this? I love this boat. And at that price, I think you could probably get it for 10, maybe even under 10, and walk away with a smoking deal and with a really pretty boat that hasn't been bastardized over the years. And you could really have a stunner on your hands. All right, she's number 5 this week. All right, number 4, a little bit of a flyer this week because there's very little information. Posted just 6 days ago by the time you see this is a 1972 Islander 36. List price of $24,995, located in Portsmouth, Rhode Island. Why this boat? Because these Islanders are cool, and this was a very popular model. It's reported to be in excellent condition, and the engine only has 49 hours on it. It's a universal 30 horsepower that is new with 49 hours. It hasn't been broken in yet. That is amazing. She's built to circumnavigate, but she's still winning races as a fast, fun cruiser, and it's easy to sail, and like I said, in excellent condition, and they're accepting best offers on this. So I don't know if I would circumnavigate on this boat, but you could. It's got double spreaders, roller furling, and it looks like, you got wheel steering, obviously, and it looks like a frame for a Dodger here. I love the lines on this boat. I love the transom. It's a beautiful transom. Fin keel, rudder on skeg, prop is not protected, but this is going to be a slick, fun boat to sail. There are no down below pictures, which is a bummer, but I'll post up some here so you can see what a similar boat would look like. And the fact that she only has roughly 50 hours on the engine is just ridiculous. That's worth a ton of money right there. But obviously, it's reported to be in excellent condition, so I suspect the down below is nice, but you would have to find out. You'd have to get a survey, yada, yada, all that good stuff. But let's look at the sailboat data on this. Here she is under sail. Just, classic 70s, 80s lines on this thing. Beautiful boat. And there are your schematics of the head. It may not have a quarter berth according to this schematic, so you might have sleeping. It looks like a pilot berth maybe, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe that folds out. So you can sleep 5 or 6 on this. Beam of just over 11 feet. Max draft is 6 feet. She's made out of lead. I'll find out about the deck. The keel is made out of lead, obviously. Construction is fiberglass, and I'll find out about the decks. 770 of these were made between 1971 and 1986. Unbelievable run and successful boat. Ton of information out online about these boats. Okay, diesel, 54 gallons of water, 32 gallons of fuel. Sail area displacement of 16.35, ballast displacement of almost 41, so a nice stiff boat. Moderate displacement of 266, comfort ratio of 27.3, closing in on that 30 mark. Capsizing screening of 1.88, which is under 2, which is great, and a S/speed factor of 1.97. So pretty similar to my boat. So you're gonna have a lot of fun with it. A blast to sail, a slick little boat at 36 feet, a great boat for more than maybe a novice or maybe more than a beginner, but someone looking to upsize from a current boat. But this would be a really cool boat to own. And with an engine with so few hours, you can't go wrong. Checking in at number 3 this week is a 1976 Endeavor 32 yawl. Located in Newburyport, Massachusetts, list price of $23,000. Why is this boat on the list? Because it was just purchased about 2 seasons ago by the current owner. The previous owner had it for 40 years. That is amazing. Also, Captain Q did a video on this boat prior to this person buying it, and you can get a full look at it right here if you want to go take a look at the video, because I think you ought to if you're interested in this boat. Now, He bought it. The person who's selling it now bought it for $17,000, or roughly around that, per the list price of it when Captain Q did the piece. It's now being offered for $23,000. Why? Well, the guy has done a ton of work to it. Just look right here. All this stuff is new. A lot of new electronics, new solar, new bimini, new inverter, new engine starter, new mixing elbow for the exhaust, new vented loop installed for the wet exhaust, wind vane repainted. He's done a ton of stuff with this boat. A new lithium battery that's Bluetooth enabled with a 7-year warranty that's transferable. So on and on and on. You can go look at it. But he is selling it because he's made an offer on a bigger boat that was accepted. And this was posted about 7 days ago by the time you see us. So let's take a look at the pictures. Now, what makes this boat unique is that only one of these was made, and you're looking at it. It was extraordinarily rare. It was made to do some transatlantics, which it did. And I love the yawl design because of the sail configurations you can have. Catch, sometimes you find the catch with the mizzen mast in front of the helm, which is a hassle. Plus, the mizzen on a catch is a lot bigger. And so I love the yawl. He's got the radar mounted up there, which is new. And the down below looks clean, tidy. Here, your new B&G electronics. I mean, honestly, you've got mast steps on the main mast, which is fantastic. There's your wind vane. You got a 2-burner cook stove on this, which is fine. That's what I've got. I don't know if the TV conveys, but who cares? You're sailing. You don't need it. The head looks great. There's your solar controller. But a really pretty boat, very unique. And the fact that there's, here's your solar panels, and the fact that there's so much history with this boat, with the owner previous to this owner, who's probably passed along that institutional knowledge to this gentleman, you could have an entire history on this boat, which would be fantastic to have. I love the sheer. She is centerboard, rudder on skeg. The prop is not protected, but she is centerboard. And let's look at the sailboat data about that, because here it is with the centerboard down. They don't have a schematic for the catch, because the yawl, because it was so rare. Beam of 10 feet. Minimum draft of 3.5, max draft of nearly 8 feet at 7.83. Fiberglass construction. I'll find out about the decks. First built in 1976, last built in 1979. Designer was Ted Irwin, and I believe he went on to start Irwin Yachts. Sail area displacement of under 15 at 14.46. Ballast displacement of 42.7. That means she's going to be a nice stiff boat and will not lay over too far in a stiff breeze. She is an ultra heavy displacement at 324. Comfort ratio of nearly 31, so a comfortable boat. And a capsizing screening of under 2 at 1.77 and a speed factor of 1.39. Harder it blows, faster she goes, ladies and gentlemen. But this is a cool boat, and with all the upgrades to her, I would take a close look at this boat, and maybe you could scoop her for just under $20,000 or something. But you would have a boat that could take you across the Atlantic, and it's got all the bells and whistles. And I think you would really enjoy having this boat. She's pretty, and she is number 3 this week. All right. Coming in at number 2, we're getting close to 1, ladies and gents. Here we go, is a 1984 Canadian Sailcraft 36T. T meaning traditional versus the Merlin, which came out shortly thereafter. And most people prefer this one. It was an extremely successful boat. She's located in Rockland, Maine. She was just listed a day ago, so 3 by the time you see this. Now, list price of $35,000, and she's reported to be in very good condition, and total engine hours of 550, so low engine hours on this. It's a Westerbeek 44C diesel. This is a nice, big, heavy boat, and let's look at the pictures. You got radar mounted where I like to see it, right above your first set of spreaders, roller furling, and you've got a bimini frame here, and just a nice looking boat. Nice looking. I bet that's the original gel coat, and it just looks slick. You've got a windlass. You got an aft transom ladder there. Wheel steering. I love the wooden ceiling in your cabin, and the wood all looks great. The cushions look great. Look at this. The joinery all looks fantastic. Keel step mast. Here are all your electronics, and you can see your stringers here. They've got the sole floor removed, so you can take a look. All of this looks good. Here are your kill bolts. All looks fine and really not that dirty for a boat this age. And this looks like aftermarket sole floors that have been redone, and they look like you could skate on them and beautiful. I like the night lighting. and there's your galley sink. Head looks great. You've got a drain to your sump here, so you can shower in there. And there's your nav station. But a really pretty boat. And again, with this wood accents on the ceiling, I really love this. And some people might find it too dark. I love that look. And these boats were really, really successful boats. And there's it was surveyed in 2018 at $53,000. It had $10,000 in survey recommendations that were completed after the survey. All right, more pictures are to come. The inflatable is not included, but negotiable. It does have new, has Garmin GPS with AIS, Raymarine depth, 18-inch high def radar, and just really, really slick boat. So let's look at the sailboat data because we got to keep moving. But here she is. I love this traditional look with the blue with the cove stripe carried over to the transom. Looks pretty slick, but this one does not have that. Fin keel, spade runner, just on skeg there a little bit, but you've got a max draft of 6¼ feet. Fiberglass hull with balsa cord deck, so that's something you want to have a surveyor look at. And it has been surveyed, 5 years ago. First built in 1978, last built in 1987. 400 of these were built. That's significant. You got 42 gallons of diesel, 100 gallons of water, sailor displacement of 16.5, ballast displacement of 40, almost 42. Nice stiff boat. Moderate displacement, heavy displacement at 276, comfort ratio of 29.47, almost 30. Comfortable boat, capsizing screening of 1.85, and an S/speed factor of 1.9. So a fun, responsive boat and a real beauty, classic, sort of 80s lines to her, and I love it. She's number 2 this week. All right, drum roll, kick it on the drums. Here we go. Number 1 this week in the New England FSBO under 35K Roundup. Don't shoot me. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm just showing you the cool boats out there that are available. This is a 1984 Saber 32, total engine hours of 50. Okay, reported to be in good condition. She's located in Beverly Farms, Massachusetts, listed about 14 days ago. $25,000 or best offer. Why this boat? Because the son is selling his father's 1984 Saber 32. Well cared for and loved, but not used. Only sailed 2 to 3 times per season over the last 5 years. Yard maintained with records dating back to 2004. That is amazing to have that history. Westpeak 27, new in 2005 with only 50 hours on it. Dodger and sail cover less than 3 years old. New Raymarine Tridata as of 2023. There is no radar or GPS. You'd want to get that. But it's on the mooring and ready for sailing, coastal cruising, or if you got the radar and GPS, you could do some offshore sailing. But this was the tri-cabin model, and as noted in the notes, the port lazarette is closed off the port quarter berth is closed off, so you can have a port lazarette that's much bigger and deeper, and you've got a cabin here with a quarter berth on the starboard side. Here's your galley, head across the way. There's your Westpeak diesel with only 50 hours on it, but it looks like original gel coat, which is great. You got a Dodger, roller furling, and the down below looks neat as a pin. All your cushions match. All look really in good condition. Sole floor looks great, and the head looks nice. There's your diesel. Not a ton of pictures, but this boat is basically a time capsule that has not been used hard and has not been put away wet. It is ready to go, and I think because it's a for sale by owner and because he's trying to unload it for his father, you can maybe get this for 20, maybe even less. I would aim low because sellers are going to start to get desperate here because the season is winding down. I can't even believe those words are coming out of my mouth, but in Maine, the season's coming to an end. So let's look at the sailboat data. Okay, here are your schematics. You've got a max draft of 5.58 feet. Construction's fiberglass. I'll check on the deck. First built in 1984, last built in 1987. Beam of 10.33. 20 gallons of fuel, 55 gallons of water. Sailor displacement of 16. Ballast displacement of nearly 40 at 39. She has a moderate displacement of 261. Comfort ratio of 26, close to 30. Capsizing screening of 1.89 and an S factor, speed factor of 1.98. You could have a lot of fun on this boat. You could probably race it if you wanted to, but she's really a weekender, coastal cruiser, or beyond if you so chose. And she is beautiful. And like I said, basically a time capsule. And you could pick her up for a good price. You're going to have a smoking boat in your hands. Hot, hot, hot. Thanks for tuning in. See you next week.